with characters or political perspective, and this poem actually came from 140 character novel challenge on Twitter, which basically, Twitter is to write a story using the 140 characters you're given in a Twitter update. And so from a few of them that I tried, this poem was kind of born. So it's aptly titled 140. I still wear those earrings to see if you'd notice, to see if you'd remember that night we spent entwined with each other. Do you? You'd met me at a strange time in my life. I knew I was in trouble and a mess. I got the tube to the city. The jack was still in my system, like a smouldering wreckage. I decided to write, to keep the memory of him. I dreamt that he was dead, that I slept by his body all night. I couldn't let him comfort you. I screamed, enough that I thought my throat would rip open and bleed. These next 3 poems are from a new collection that I'm writing. I'm currently embarking on a long-distance relationship, which isn't easy, but it's actually really good for writing material, if that sounds weird. And the week after I wrote this poem, I was kind of looking for some kind of hope, and the week after I wrote it, I actually met my boyfriend, so this is called 4. I don't believe that 4 comes after 3. I don't believe that he exists. At least now I am somewhere, where I'm hopeful about hope, and I can find space in my life to be thankful. Since the whole year has passed, I used to find myself leaving the light on for you, and asking questions like, was it worth it? And after all this time, yes, it always is. The last poem and this poem I'm going to read were actually written 3 months apart, and this is actually part 2 to 4, called The Last. The very last of your kind. Stolen kisses, away the night, goodbye. A single tear, cascade, illicit, smudged, under your thumb. The yellow light of the fireflies, an airport at dusk, in your arms, the place where I loved you. Our castle, hidden, behind locked doors, and in the moonlight, my body shuts down. The words, they won't be enough. Exclusively yours, the aftermath, the goodbye, the last. And this last poem is one of my most recent ones, and I actually found out today it's going to get published in the Literary Press in their 2nd edition. So that's really exciting, and it's called Empty Apartment. I feel like none of this is real, so untouchable that I fear I may be left to decay in the confines of my empty apartment. I drink gin with the curtains closed, and I contemplate you, and existence, and our existence. I sleep in the large hours, and I sit awake, pacing in the small ones. I take the lid off my pen and bleed, trying to articulate what I mean when I say we're not humans. Feelings. Fingertips against soft skin, touching foreheads, Eskimo kisses, and hair tucked behind ears. The clock ticks like your heart against my spine, and I remember. I sit and contemplate the emptiness, yet I'm full of pine needles and belt buckles, and the way you undressed me with your eyes, not with lust but curiosity, because I was just that girl from that town with that smile. You saw me in that light, and I remember it, and how I don't understand myself or this or us. And your arm around my shoulder as we walked back to my empty apartment, dancing through dark shadows. I led and you followed, and I knew it was real from the start.